back after this break.
Yes, we have to adjust our names here because we will have once again Tomaszem Jabłońskim, but this time against already seen Maciej Fidziński. We have to also switch the names, yes. So, Delver versus Karn Echo. So I'm going to request also a live counter here.
Yeah. Okay, so round one of the top 16 went really fast. So after Tomasz and Adam finished their matches, like all their matches were already finishing as well. So we're hoping to just get back into the action with round number 2 of the top 16. Oh, and I see Balonzo for your question. I think if both players agree, for example, that having lands in front of your creatures is okay, then that's okay.
There's no specific alignment of the permanents that you have in play. The only thing is that the permanents of one kind should be presented clearly in separate line on the battlefield. So, for example, you cannot hide your Dryad Arbor between your lands. You cannot play Mox Diamonds alongside your lands because this is a hidden card error and communication error. Although if you have your lands just in front of you or in the middle or in the second line, so to speak, that's not really the matter of anybody's issue with it.
Yeah, I think, maybe there's something with Polish players and lands in front. That we also have well-known modern control player who places islands in front, Filip Skłodnicki.
Yeah, for example.
Yeah. Back to the game. So 2 times Tomasz plays the storage counter land, and 2 times it gets wastelanded right away. So this will be a third wasteland in the Delver player's hand.
Fijo is already doing what Adam was about to do, but didn't have a chance to do. So wasteland against this artifact lands is the best weapon you can find here.
Yeah, and the third wasteland. Yeah, this is really hard because even though Tomasz is playing a mono blue deck, there's barely any islands in the deck. It's mostly artifact lands, soul lands, like the storage counter lands, and there's a Chrome Box, and then there's a Saga. You can't waste the Chrome Box, but you can waste the Urza Saga, which. Okay.
Oh, and we have Malevolent Hermit, I suppose. Yes,
Malevolent Hermit, pretty new addition.
Yes. So this is a 2/2. Which makes 2/1.
Yeah, 2/1 actually. So 2/1 human wizard for 2, and you can sacrifice it and pay 1 blue to counter target non-creature spell unless its controller pays 3. And there's also a disturb cost, so you may cast this card from your graveyard for the disturb cost. That's free, and it's a flying spirit wizard. With non-creature spells you control can be countered. So, yeah, it's both like a protection piece, pretty much. Gives you a super spell pierce to just sit on board and maybe hit the opponent for 2, while also having value from the graveyard.
Okay, so now both playing committing to the board after third wasteland.
Yeah,
and
third wasteland, and this is actually the Delver. Okay, so Maciej does have an island, but. With the mountain, I was thinking maybe he could have gotten mana screwed himself. Yeah, but here with the tropical island, with the island,
I don't think
no problem.
That would be a screw. Maciej is simply playing what he should be playing, so at least 1 basic of each kind in the Delver deck.
Yeah, exactly. So I ponder with 2 triggers on the stack.
Once again. Who is combo now?
So, just one feeding another, and pretty soon we'll have them hitting for 3 in the air.
Yeah, so already 5 cards seen. And the shuffle.
So what about the live counters? I think maybe they can switch the
I
position?
already asked the judge to do so, so I assume there will be one soon presented here.
Okay.
Does the no, not yet. He doesn't have to attack yet. Okay, although as you've seen previously, our judge simply didn't see this as much of an issue. Neither did his opponent, and
I
neither
think-
did any of the opponents played in 8 rounds so far.
I think I saw some podcast with islands in front who said that he plays islands in front in every big tournament he plays, and this is also like he doesn't do it in spite of his opponent. So if
Exactly.
he does ask them, so I
Yes.
think if this is something that is okay for both players, you
Yes,
can still
players
do
can
it.
agree to make several shortcuts and agreements to those rules, as well as, for example, a dredge player can simply display his graveyard
his
as
graveyard
his
in the
hand
front,
or,
yeah.
or board state
That's true.
instead of real hand.
Yeah, for the right case, I think.
Exactly. So for the clear information on both sides. So,
Yeah, if the information is clear, and you just want to have your lands in front for some reason, I guess it can be okay. If you're concealing information with the Dryad Arbor,
Exactly.
that's another case. Yeah, so an Narset and Narset ticking down from Tomasz. Yeah, in this matchup, I think the lack of removal on Tomasz's side might be an issue.
Maybe. Oh, here's a Lion's Eye Diamond.
There's the Lion's Eye Diamond. So you might see the combo in play really soon. Or we might just see, Tomasz discarding his hand for no reason into a counter.
It's possible.
He might be waiting. Like the Hermit is great in this case as well because it's on the battlefield, so it's like a counter that you don't have in your hand. So even if you discard with the Echo, you can still counter with the Hermit.
Yes, but both channelers are going to the face, so clearly ignoring Narset, having some answers to upcoming combo.
Yeah, I think they have the life counters over here.
Maybe. Well, just a second. I'll check that.
So let's try to fix that. Okay, that's better.
So 16 to 17 so far.
One, two, three, four, five. Is that the Morgtide?
Morgtide is already there.
Of course. 2 counters. Yeah, but with no removal on Tomasz's side, this Morgtide is likely to stick.
Yes, Kubalonek is also pointing the same rule out. So much of the pressure now. And the Karn coming also to play.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Tomasz could try to just lock the game up with some ensnaring bridge or something like this.
Perhaps. At least for a moment.
Yeah. I mean, another interaction with Karn is that you can play Karn and then in response to his down tick, you can activate the Lion's Eye Diamonds and just spend the mana.
And now we have a second LED.
The second LED, so maybe the Michael Synflatius, but at the same time, it's possible, but it doesn't help the creatures on the other side of the board. So I'm expecting more of the ensnaring bridge, maybe.
Yeah, that's true. That's an interesting board state. So much of the pressure from Fijo. And what could Diablo do right now?
Yeah, still 3 cards in hand for Maciej.
Of course, yes. Crack of lead. So 3 mana in the pool. Discarding some unimportant cards.
Okay, searches out the sideboard for
Yes,
ensnaring bridge.
of
Yeah,
course.
ensnaring bridge. The safer play here.
So there is an answer to it.
And there's the force.
So now Fijo is considering if he should be doing that, given that the Hermit is still on.
Yeah, exactly. And another thing worth pointing out is I don't think Delver plays the braids main deck, so it's mostly on borrower
Yes.
to get the job done here. So he does have outs.
So there's double trigger.
The trigger from the DLCs.
Yeah, and there's answering bit sticks. So there's a little bit more time bought by Tomasz here. We have a Delver.
Just a Delver in hand, and that's
iteration.
a iteration.
Yes.
Yeah, iteration 2 triggers.
This can solve a lot of problems.
Casually see 8 cards.
Yep.
No, not 8 cards, but 5 cards.
Five is quite enough. Dig through time. And another iteration.
And also some reach, but Tomasz is still at quite a comfortable life total, so I don't think lightning bolts will save it.
Still, that's
right
only
now.
a matter of removing bridge to make it gone really, really fast.
Yeah, and the Delver deck still, even in such a hard board state, it's still showing its incredible just. The quality of the cards and the versatility.
Yes.
You have so many answers. You have reach in the form of lightning bolts. You have flying threads.
Another iteration was cast, looking for an answer.
Yeah, just digging through the deck.
Force, bubble, and another channeler.
Yeah, but get the bubble to exile, get something
2 triggers,
else to
draw something. Endless streak of joy.
Yeah, bubble, 2 triggers.
Yes. So gone are the times when Chalice or Breach were hard blocks for the Delver deck.
This is no longer possible.
So I can now read out loud the decks that are present in the top 16 and the top 80, which is already revealing itself. As what you are seeing right now is already the match in the top 8. So
maybe we can do it between the matches?
Yes, of course. I can do it after the match, so
Okay.
it will be a little bit easier.
Okay, so choosing to leave the bubble in play?
Yes.
Okay, so Tomasz going through his sideboard to see if there's anything else worth taking out.
Yep. Well, the lattice would be definitely a nice one. Still,
Yeah, but there's just, four mana sources, so there's still quite a way from that.
and there's a force.
By the way, do you know, what's the win con? Ballista? If you're locked under the bridge and the opponent has a nice board state, is it walking the ballista?
Yes, you can simply hardlock him with the Mikos and Lattice and then turn the liquid metal coating on,
Yeah.
changing everything into unusable artifacts, or also giant ballista, yes, most definitely. I don't think that Tomasz is playing anything spicy like Work on Angel, but I see right now. Where do I have Tomasz's lists? Oh, here he is.
I think it's this one, yeah. Yeah, so he
have-
does have a walking ballista,
Yes.
as he should.
As he should. Lattice, ballista, coating. Yeah, so these are basically the 3 main win cons here. So the Hermit has returned
Yeah.
as the benevolent Geist, making
Non-creature spells uncounterable.
uncounterable. Yes.
Yeah.
So should that stay on the board without an answer to it?
Yeah, this would be terrible news for Maciej.
That's really, really interesting matchup right now.
Yeah,
As we
I
thought
didn't
that
think,
he is so far away right now.
Fastest one. It's still a question of just bouncing the bridge is not enough, I think, in this situation. I don't think Maciej can kill Tomasz in one hit.
Well,
Currently.
balancing the bridge still would do enough removing those planeswalkers from the board.
Yeah,
As
that's true.
that Narset is still somehow alive here.
Yeah.
And there was no single lightning bolt so far, which is quite unusual.
Yeah, he already got through half of the deck, so
Yeah.
maybe we just missed some lightning bolt going to the graveyard, at dredge levels of speed.
Yeah.
Draw for turn.
Okay, so what is coming up
Searching
now?
the sideboard once again with Karn.
There's
Liquid
Chalupniczo.
and Colton. I mean, he can start just destroying lands with that.
Yes, definitely.
Maybe forcing the bubble right now, because why not? Disabling the land. He could have done it in upkeep, I think,
Yes.
technically, but we're at the point of this game where just the top of the deck matters. Not many outs for Maciej. Yeah. Just taking up lands.
Yes. So right now, I guess only a single lightning bolt would do the difference, at least for a moment. Removing the Karn, but not much else.
Yeah, I mean, technically, Tomasz could find himself in a place like if he draws, triple Echo of Eons or something where he just has to hold them and cannot, discard enough to keep the bridge
That's true.
alive.
That's true. Oh,
Yeah, but there's another
Karn.
Karn. Yeah. Passing on the bubble, yep.
Yep.
And he lets it go. He has to let it go because Karn is here. Okay. Never untap. Never draw for Tomasz. It's an island, killing another land.
So now we can see some Wasteland revenge
Yeah. It's just,
from the beginning of the
taking
game.
revenge on all the Delver players. Yeah, quite a surprising turn of events,
Okay,
really.
so burning the Geist right now,
Yeah.
and it gets exiled. And the single falls the will in hand. Oh, there is an Ashen Tomb.
You might as well play it just to keep the bridge alive. Yeah, not much Maciej can do.
Yeah, no more chance of removing the Karn.
Yeah, removing the island, once he gets below 2 mana, it just...
That was really impressive because, I think this is a signature style of Tomasz. When you think that there is nothing else that can save him, he really displays something incredible right now.
Yeah, just a commanding victory in the end. And I was sure, after all these wastelands, I wasn't sure he
Yeah.
was able to get back to the game. So actually, let me check if there's anything that could save Maciej here.
Definitely not without permanents like lands.
Yeah.
There's no free mana in here. And there is finally that lightning bolt in hand, but a little late to the party.
Yeah. Just couldn't get Tomasz low enough for this to matter. Yeah, just one Brazen Borrower in the main deck for most of the blue-red decks.
Yes, there is some serious discussion on the other side of our game side, but we are not covering this right now. I can't really see what is going on there.
I think we might have reached the point in the game where Maciej is just waiting for Tomasz to show him the win con.
Yes, possibly.
I mean, the easiest win con is that I think Maciej milled like half of his deck already.
Yes, because right now the only thing that Maciej can do is to force Ballista
Yeah.
until Tomasz shows any kind of protection. So I don't know. The only thing he could do is to
He just discards the hand to
Yeah.
Inside Diamond. Yeah. But I don't know if he has a way to loop the lattice because he would need to exile it each time from the graveyard. Does he have a way to exile it?
Well,
I guess something like a relic or
I
something.
think there is a relic or Torma script which allows you to do this
Yeah, but
indefinitely.
I think that's there's still just one, so
Yes, but one crypt is just enough because
yeah, exactly. He does have crypt,
yeah.
but he wouldn't be able to do it if Maciej counters both the lattice and the crypt. But this just takes us nowhere.
Yes, exactly. So here comes the big mana
Yeah,
play.
there's both the relic and the crypt in his side.
Yes, and the force of will as a kind of interaction. So now,
Yeah. Maybe he'll go first for crypt, like try to get this first, and then go for relic. And with relic, you can just do it indefinitely.
yes, I guess this is the plan. Oh, wasteland.
Wow, nice.
The fourth wasteland in the game, not so good
Yeah,
anymore.
like knowing Thomas, just take it slow, just destroy the land because why not? Yeah. Okay, actually, does this
No, it doesn't change
in
anything.
response of to
To activation of lattice.
Yeah.
Of not lattice, but of liquid metal. coating.
liquid metal coating?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So he had to do this to use the wasteland still.
Yes. And he's still unable to cast a single cantrip until he removes Narset somehow. So the only thing he can come for is to draw a fetch land, and in the end of Tomasz's turn, remove Narset and then play a cantrip for something.
But how many lands does he even have in his deck?
I don't think that
I think
there's
like
much
single
more left.
digits, I think.
I guess. Yes. So now Tomasz is starting his most beloved part of the game, where the
It's like-
opponent is simply dying of an age.
Some people would call this garbage time.
Unfortunately, we don't have any commercials scheduled for this transmission. I can't really think of a plan from Fija's side here.
Yeah, I don't think there's any outs. Just maybe he's counting on the fact that maybe Tomasz doesn't have
So look how much different this game
relic.
is from the previous one, where Tomasz did everything he
Yeah,
could
yeah.
so fast, and also Maciej in his matchup took the beat down to the opponent's face, and now we have those explosive fast decks again with these stalemates present right now.
skill and show, of course.
Of course, you
Looking-
are sensing show and tell anywhere.
Ancient Tomb and Lotus Petal must be a show and tell reference.
Of course.
There's no way around that.
I think that's simply in a new reprint of Ancient Tomb, the backside of Ancient Tomb should be Lotus Petal. Yes, so to previously mentioned rule 4-7, the state that we can see here with petals and mocks in the same
There's the
line.
Ballista.
that would be an issue, but it's not. And there is a ballista, so a small one, reasonably, right now.
Taps the Asian tool. Alright. 3-3 ballista. So within bolt range.
Yes, that's true.
I guess, technically, you
Yes.
know. No, I really think that maybe Maciej is just counting, like thinking that Tomasz only has one piece of graveyard hate in his
And
sideboard.
there is a really well preserved fetch loop. So now something can be answered. Either, I guess this is an answer because removing ballista is hardly a good deal.
But but then he can pump the ballista every turn.
Yes, also you can force that.
So technically, I think this will be a lightning bolt on the ballista.
And there is no Malance in deck, as I saw right now. So I can't really
Just
tell.
believe in the heart of the cards, right? Okay,
Yes.
that's a dead ballista. But this,
Oh no,
dead Narset.
it was not.
No, it was ballista.
It was ballista. Okay.
It was ballista.
So Tomasz also thought that this will be.
I'm just killing one of.
Yes, killing one channeler.
Yeah, still, it feels like wasted time on Maciej's side. Like,
Yes,
he could playing games 2 and 3. I think going on the more of an aggro plan definitely has like more merit than just sticking around in a long game like this. Where
That's
he's
an issue with
clearly locked
the
out.
top games always, that there is no more time pressure on the
Ah,
players.
I see. I see.
So there is no risk of termination here or anything like that.
Yeah. So guys in chat,
I think that
we'll be here all day.
I think that guys always also enjoying themselves, simply chatting and experiencing the magic of our gathering today, as everyone should be doing, because that's why all this is for.
Yeah, some people like to read a book, some people like to chill by the campfire, and some people just like to sit with no lens.
You can admire beautiful cards on the opponent's side.
Yeah, I
so
mean, yeah, that's
lion side diamonds and things like that. Why not? Or simply having no time pressure, getting to know opponent's deck better.
oh yeah, that's true.
So
That's
there is
true.
no time consideration for Fiji right now, and perhaps he's not very familiar with the opponent's deck list, and the opponent also is very conservative with showing him more, as he didn't want to play his eco.
Yeah,
that is
but at the
already in
same-
hand.
Yeah, at the same time, he does have to show him at some point,
Yes, so he has to win somehow.
like we saw with the Lion's Eye Diamond, just discarding the hand for no value, so to speak, just to keep the breach.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, and we can still see like Tomasz keeping Karn out of bolt range at all times. So just upticking to 6 before downticking.
Yes. Seeing both state like this, I cannot stop thinking about my personal best card, which is of course Tabernacle at the Pendle Vale. But that's another story for another time. Okay, is it the time when things can be turned around? Relic.
Okay, so he starts with Relic. Yeah, if the Relic sticks, this is like firmly GG. Just exile the Ballista,
Play it
record the
again.
Ballista. I mean, uptick Karn twice in between.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, for
Echo of Eons?
yes, there was a consideration for it, yet nothing decisive came out of it. Show about time restrictions in the top 8 and top 16. Possibly we should be doing this as the old school way was doing it, so the sudden death after a time. Perhaps another time on another trial this year. in November, possibly.
Yeah, since we were still in game one.
Yeah, still in game one with no real inclination on both sides to do anything significant, although the game is already lost.
It kind of makes me think there was a before Modern Horizons 1, in Modern, there was a beautiful prison deck called Weir Prison, where you used Weir of Invention as a tutor for all your prison pieces.
Yes.
And the
You mean the lantern control?
No?
No?
That was after Lantern Control.
Okay.
And this was just Weir Prison. You just lock out the opponent completely, and the win con was you had one Crucible of Worlds, and you had Hypno Rivulet, I think. It was some Amonkhet land that mills 2 cards or something from the opponent.
Also played Legacies, sometimes very fringe card.
Yeah. So one of my favorite win cons of all time. I think, like, conceptually, it's such a beautiful thing that someone came up with it. But just the board state kind of reminds me of this. Tomasz could use like a something like this. I mean, he doesn't need it to win in any way.
Yeah, but I'm not sure what is happening right now. Are they shuffling because of the eco, or are they shuffling for the game? I don't know. I guess.
Oh my god.
I guess that eco happened. Yeah. So why could possibly Tomasz wish to do that if the opponent was about to deck himself? I can't see this line.
Some people enjoy watching grass grow.
Or the world burn. Some people are not for anything logical, like Mari. Okay, there must be a plan here that I cannot understand. As they said themselves right now, this is a very stupid game.
We just heard from the table in the background. Such a stupid game.
Why is this
you
happening?
First spellbound.
Why
Okay, yeah,
happening?
just loop this. Why not?
This is kind of a solitaire right now.
Never ballista.
Not a ballista.
Maybe he's hoping for the flawless victory.
So now I see.
Killing this.
Destroying all
this.
permanents. So he will have already a 2-0 for this one game. Then we should display fatality, flawless victory on the screen for you. But this is legacy, guys.
Okay,
this is legacy.
Blasting on the bubble.
No permanence on anything anybody has on the other side. There's absolutely nothing.
Did he leave the bubble?
I don't know.
Just for the lols?
So there's a basic blanket again.
I mean, there's still... Yeah, there's the basic mountain lightning bolt, so he can technically kill the ballista once again.
I am lost for words here. This is beyond my comprehension to understand what's already...
Maybe Tomasz is playing Baron Glory as the win-con?
Yeah, let the combo player suffer. But still, who is suffering more right now?
It's, revenge against all the Delver players.
Some kind of masochism on Thomas's side, or what? Maybe he's not aware that there is no time and he cannot drag this on like in the miracle times.
Maybe he's not aware that in order to win you have to bring the opponent's life total to 0 and not the permanence.
Oh, definitely he's taking the best lines not to lose. Don't have a shadow of doubt about it.
Yeah, so the ballista was killed in the meantime.
There's
there's
our clock.
There's our
Finally.
clock.
Hello. Guess or you?
There's an Urza Saga. Yeah, now we're rolling.
Oh, from Birmingham. Oh, I have really good memories from Birmingham and the Grand Prix that I've played there a couple of years ago. And now the bridge
Getting
is
in with
finally,
the bridge,
yes,
yeah.
finally the bridge is arriving.
The aggro plan is coming to fruition. This is really an aggro deck of cards.
Yes, and finally we have the game, the first game of the match in top 8. No, good for you to come back to MTG, and I hope that especially to Legacy. And perhaps it's not the best time to say this after this game, but if you like what you see, and if you like our idea of our club and the tournament itself, and the idea of reviving Legacy, what we've been doing for quite some time right now, with those championships already on before your eyes, you can always consider donating to the stream, supporting us in any way, as we are fully non-profit organization, and everything what you are seeing here and the prizes, so the tropical island for the winner, the taiga for the second place, the playset of wastelands for each of the top 4, and so on and so on, all the prizes or the organizational costs are simply founded by the players for the players. That's exactly why everything you can see here is possible and happening right now. And with really low entry fee, so only 100 zlotych, which is around 30 euros, even less.
No, that's way less. I think like
yeah,
20
euros right now. Yeah. So try to imagine paying that much for possible revised duel, or simply 6, 9, 10 rounds of Legacy with the best players that are in the country, and also outsiders. Okay, so looking at the deck list, what can come in from sideboard? Yes,
Tomasz's list. So
I can make an educated guess that Meltdown is going to find the place.
yeah,
here.
definitely Meltdown.
Meddling Hex.
Hex. What is this?
Whoa, Meddling Hex. That's a game. That's a card that I haven't seen for a while.
Aura Curse. Whenever enchanted player casts a non-creature spell, roll a d6. That's rolling a dice in Legacy. Meddling Hex deals damage to that player equal to the result. Then attach Meddling Hex to another one of your opponents chosen at random.
Yes, and this is a card that I actually considered for the lands in sideboard. We play in Legacy here, guess or you. This is Polish Legacy Championship, as you can see in the display.
Yeah, so actually, Maddening Hex, I thought, just by the name, I thought it was some older card.
Yeah,
it feels, like a name of a card from the 90s, but yeah, it does seem very strong, just as a Punisher spell.
Yeah. For anything that plays things for 0,
Yeah.
And I was really trying to stick it in my sideboard in Lens deck, but I couldn't find it. Also for Red Prison, but it already has some better answers. Still, that's a powerful card, and I'm quite surprised positively that Maciej is playing it.
Yeah.
I think this is much better than this Court of Cunning that is quite also popular in Delver sideboards.
I mean, it also depends, you have... In the Bluer Delver, you also have different variants, I guess. So you have the variants with. I even just going through the deck list, I saw some players playing 4 missions bubbles, some players playing 1. But the thing is, we also have Michał Musiał, who is a well-known Lord's Legacy Blue-Red Delver player. He's been playing that for years, and he plays a very aggressive version with Sprite Dragon instead of the Murktide, with a lot of lightning bolts, chain lightnings. So there's more aggressive versions, less aggressive versions. I think the aggressive approach here with Maddening Hex is better for the Blue-Red Delver player instead of the grindy approach with the Code of Cunning. Because
sure.
Are you really winning with a 4-color control deck, for example, on cards?
Although there is really a lot of the side in for Fijo here, because there's Upgrade, there's Fastestone, 2 Meltdowns, Surgical Extractions for Eco, Pyroblast, of course, Maddening Hex, perhaps Nemesis, maybe not, still around 10-12 cards to side in.
Yeah. And from Tomasz's side, I think, Echoing Truth might come in?
Not so much as you have the Karn board, the Wish board, so you cannot allow yourself to
you cannot, of
board
course,
that
you cannot
much.
board
Force
the
of Negation, for sure, but what else?
Echoing Truth, Dismembers, maybe?
I don't think that
but I
Tomasz
don't think
would
so,
risk this,
I think that's too risky in this matchup, but most likely just the Echoing Truths.
possibly.
Because pretty much all of the other cards are parts of which board. Or,
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's try this again. Maybe this will be much more of a race right now. But as I said before, I'm always astonished by the ability of Tomasz to get out of any kind of trap that opponent is trying to put him in.
Okay, so DRC on Maciej's side. Okay, starting with the Chromebox. Ancient Tomb. Ballista for one. So just as a removal spell, most likely.
Oh,
Yeah, and this does draw a force. Wow, but the Ballista... So he did side in the Ballista.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. So the Ballista was in the sideboard for the Karn, but it was sided in, and the Shadow Spear,
that's interesting.
which was also sided in.
Whoa.
Yeah, some crazy sideboard choices from Tomasz.
Well, definitely, whatever his choices are, they are the best possible choices,
Yeah,
as he had
very
already played
like, you know,
400 games with this deck.
But definitely unconventional. Yeah, the both guy says it makes sense. He knows that he's going to win for a grind. That's true.
That's true, of course.
Okay, Wasteland.
Yes, and
Into the Ancient Tomb.
maybe we have to remind you that Tomasz is currently the trophy leader on the Mono ranking, so he knows his way around here.
And this is his deck of choice in the current meta. Okay, so 3 mana once again, Narset. Off of the Lotus Petal. Sticks.
And it stays at 5, I suppose. No, it's
No,
digs for an
yeah.
answer.
He needs the cards. And that's a day's undoing. Okay, so I think just the threat of the combo is going to be enough to throw
now
Maciej
a lot
off
of
his
things
footing.
must happen for
Yeah.
Maciej. So
But looking at he does have a Brazen Borrower in hand, so that's potentially an answer to Narset, so that the Echo of Eons is not, one-sided.
yes, that's true.
And Tomasz only has 2 cards in hand, so
Yeah,
no
so-
forces.
So still answering only the Narset with this eco being cast still benefits Tomasz so much over what even Delver could produce, I suppose.
Yeah, there's the storage counter land.
So Tomasz cannot
Which is
quite
called
go for it.
surprisingly scary.
Yeah. Well, I am positively surprised that there is a land that even I do not know.
Yeah, I mean, I saw them once in Pauper because the depletion lands are illegal in
Yeah.
Pauper, and also there are some lands that sacrifice for mana.
Yeah. I have a recognition of it, but I never considered this legacy playable, and that comes from me, where I like
there's
to
the
play
Days
with
Undoing.
things.
Okay, so
here's the Days Undoing.
he does have mana to bounce the Narset to make it an even trade, so to speak. Like both players would.
Yes, so he'll get the 7 cards
yeah.
and he gets the turn. So that is an upset for him. Still, just like with the Storm decks, playing Eco of Eons, this can be very random for the Delver player and quite boosting for the so consistent, in fact, combo deck as the Karn Echo is.
Yeah, but that's the trade that they have to take. There was no better answer in Maciej's deck.
So we have 3
Maciej's
permanents
deck.
on both sides, 7 cards on both sides, and let's see what
Yeah,
is coming up.
since it was Days Undoing and not Echo of Eons, just Tomasz cannot just prolong this further. Just go with it. The turn has to be passed to Maciej.
This is legacy, gentlemen and ladies.
Okay. He found the land.
So
Surprise, surprise, in the top 8 cards. And there's the meltdown.
And the wasteland. So let's try with If that would stick, that would be
Yeah, that would be
a disaster.
a disaster for Tomasz.
And there's a days support, not
Yeah, the bold guy says, "Alright, game 3 started, let's go."
yeah.
Kind of. Yeah,
Kinda.
So meltdown, just to remind, says it has a cost of X and 1 red, and says destroy each artifact with total casting cost X or less. So here Maciej is playing it for 1, destroying both the Chromax and the Shadow Spear.
Now days against force of will, and there is no second answer. So
Yeah,
now followed by wasteland. That is a huge difference.
yeah, just wasting, and we're back to the first turn of the game,
Yes,
pretty much.
although that DLC is significant flaw. Okay, another max.
You're wondering what to exile?
Another undoing, I suppose. Yeah,
If you're spellbound,
it's a spell bomb.
maybe.
Oh,
I mean-
a lot of lands also. So not that much to work with.
So maybe there is a way to for Tomasz to claw back into this game.
Yeah. Another wasteland. No, not right now, or maybe for later. No.
Yeah, that's too risky, I think, with the amount of lands.
Okay, 2 brainstorms and
You said there were too many lands in this hand.
was it a hex? I suppose it was a melee hex. I'm not sure what was the third card revealed from the spawn there.
Yeah, and the Maddening Hex might, it's very hard to remove for a mono blue deck. Apart from the echoing truth, I guess, which Tomasz probably sided in, but we don't know at this point.
Yes, it's melee hex. So that's a longer plan. So no delirium yet for the Chandler.
Yeah, without Delirium, he might be too slow for Tomasz to stabilize once again.
Yes, but one Otawara was already shuffled. One was
Yeah, I guess he could use the Otawara to return the Hex later on. Yeah, he's playing 2 Otawaras.
but still no land from Tomasz. Oh, top land right now again.
Something happening end of turn?
Yes.
Brainstorm.
C4 cards. Oh, is it a mistrigger? Oh, maybe he simply did it on purpose as he knew the last card.
Yeah, I think
I
so.
suppose.
Now he just puts back the 2 lands, cracks his fetch land,
Yeah, exactly.
and there's the hand is fixed.
Yes, the most powerful combo in Magic. Or more of a synergy, actually.
And there's the bolt to the face.
Yeah,
Yeah, we like that.
let's keep that face in check. So destroy target players unless he or she have 3 life or more, or less.
Upstairs.
So now, I guess that he's looking for the wasteland that he discarded lately. That was an express situation, I suppose. So many options here. Wonders, iterations, force, iteration? Yeah, 2 iteration. My good gracious.
I mean, it's not like he needs them at this point, like
But
he
it's
has
too
a lot
tempting.
of, yes, but he has a lot of cards in hand.
Yeah. Oh, I think
So
that's
it's the DRC and the. Is this the court? Yeah, that's the court.
Not the court, the hex.
maddening hex. Yeah.
so the hex. I think would be the best option here if he has a land drop left. I'm not sure if he already played.
I think he does have a land drop.
Oh yeah, because this volcanic was fetched out, so
Yeah.
there should be an option to play this right away. No, I said it's too tempting to play your dig through times if you have them. Oh, and now we can even see Delver in Delver
Oh
today.
my god.
Perhaps we can
What
see
is
Delver.
this card? I didn't think Delver played Delvers.
Yeah. Well, I remember finding a very, very old thread on
He might not even cast it. That's a funny part.
Reddit when the Innistrad was initially spoiled, and everybody was arguing that Delver is such a bad card. Nobody will ever play this, as this requires some useless construction of a deck to make it even playable fringy.
But in other formats, I guess that's kind of true. Like
Well,
Legacy is just an environment that lets you
I
set
think
up the top of the
right
library.
now, but let's rewind the clock like 2 years back. Still, Delver was reasonably played in Modern and in Pauper.
No, I think you would have to for Modern you would have to rewind
Even
like
back.
8 years or
Maybe.
something.
Maybe.
Before the Dig Through Time ban.
Well,
The Dig Through Time and the Treasure Cruise.
Treasure Cruise, of course,
especially. Yeah, Treasure Cruise. Treasure Cruise Delver was something.
but in Pauper, still.
In Pauper still, yeah. But that's the thing with Delver and Ponder and Brainstorm. That
Sure.
you have it in Pauper, you have it in Legacy. I have played my fair share of Delver in Modern, and I have to say, I still have nightmares.
How many times? What was the highest
It never
rate
flips.
of
It
no
never
flipping?
flips.
Have you count?
It just doesn't flip,
It simply doesn't.
I mean, sometimes it does have it did make like a comeback. Like
Okay.
you're so angry at the Delver, it doesn't flip for the 7th time in a row, and suddenly it flips at the last possible moment and you win somehow. But still,
Okay.
that's
Now we
just
have the
painful.
moment when I have to read your cards to understand how much in trouble I already am.
Yeah, that's the maddening hex. So that's a must counter from Tomasz, unless he has the Otawara, but still, so much damage every turn.
Can I see a counter there? No, I don't think so. Not really. Yeah, it sticks. So we're going to roll some dice.
Or he might just, not play a spell.
Yeah.
Just hold.
Although with these cards, unlike the other random effect cards, rolling any amount of damage for
Yeah, even 1 damage, that's already
that's-
really nice. And that's 6
good
damage.
lord,
Yeah,
6 in the
6
face.
damage upstairs.
Oh
That's a
my
painful
god.
mash.
Very painful answer. That could stick for only 1 turn. So this is basically 6 damage for what? For lead? LED, I guess.
That's LED, just another.
This is already top 8.
With the LED, another chance that it's 6 damage.
Yeah.
Then the Echo VNs, another 6 damage. Like he can just kill himself instantly with the next 2 spells. No,
Yeah.
he scoops it up.
Good
Okay,
enough. So
okay.
the first game.
So we could say that was a fast game.
Comparing to the last one, yes, it was reasonably fast.
Yeah, so here in the top 8 of Polish Legacy Championship in which.
Yes.
So we started earlier today at 10 a.m. with 64 players.
So
Now
we're
we're
already 9 hours into the tournament.
Now we're left with the top 8. So that's top 8, then top 4, and then the final.
And then the final, yeah. So 2 more matches to see.
Tomasz making some changes. So we saw some really interesting sideboarding from Tomasz. Even though he has a Karn board, he sided in Walking Ballista, he sided in Shadow Spear. Just, throw them in the main deck.
Yes, I think that now some Marine Hexes could be sided out on the draw from Maciej's side.
Yeah, it's all about. I remember watching some YouTube video or some stream of a streamer playing Legacy, and he said something like, "The games in Legacy either take 3 turns or 40 turns," and I think
There is something in that.
Yeah, there's something in that. I think Legacy has changed, since that time. This was the time of Grixis Control being the
Yes.
top dog, but still, like we can see here, like these players. The mono blue deck, especially, it either goes, 0 to 100% in 3 turns, or it just drags and drags and drags, and you just grind.
Yeah,
grind,
as we've
grind,
seen
grind,
in the previous game. And so Tomasz won the first game against Adam in 10-2. Wow. Ha! That's quite of an achievement even for the reanimation deck.
Yeah, exactly.
And right now we're seeing this real grindy, control-ish contest. Game of attrition with 2 decks. That's only proving that the both decks and both players are versatile enough to adjust to any kind of matchup that they're facing and any kind of situation.
Okay, so Tomasz will be starting. We'll see if there are any mulligans.
Okay, so from Fidzi's side, 1 Delver, 1 meltdown.
That's a meltdown. Yeah.
Lots of lands.
Could be too many lands.
And
We'll
two,
see, but two bubbles. I guess
That's
this is a risky key.
risky key.
Risky key.
So
But this is also the disadvantage of bubbles. Like you never know.
that's true.
I remember like when bubbles first started getting play in modern. It was in Grixis Death Shadow, and they had bubbles. They had street waves, and sometimes you open a hand, you have like 3 bubbles, 2 street waves, and like, am I going to hit a land in the next 5? Let's go.
That's true. So this is a keep, huh? I wonder if removing the meltdown from this hand.
Yeah, I
would-
think this is the key to this hand. Like this is why he
Yeah.
kept it. Probably like hoping for the bubbles to turn into something usable, something within his game plan to progress it. But just
Yes.
mostly any card is fine because the bluer Delver
Tomasz
show
decided
is so
to
great.
move his hands.
Okay, so Tomasz will be keeping 6. And begins with the surprising scary.
Okay, we've been there
I guess-
before. We've been there.
Like, instantly a wasteland. The Tumishwas Babu,
Tawara.
Otawara,
Going up.
and that's
And the fetch
fetch land. I
And
think
something.
not a good draw. I think
Not
at this
really.
point.
And
Oh
2
my
fetch lands.
god!
Wow.
Yeah, 2
So
fetch
that's
lands. That's probably the worst case scenario.
So there's only meltdown keeping this hand together.
Another bubble. Oh my god. Yeah, so this is the nightmare scenario kind of like you have.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
the
okay.
Delver. Yeah.
Okay, there's a Delver.
We forgot
The worst threat in the Delver deck.
My God, I would never imagine that I would live long enough to see this statement become true.
Can you imagine that some people want to Delver bed?
Yeah.
It seems like like a teddy bear compared to the monsters we have today.
Yeah. I guess this was a Nico on the top. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either. Eco, yeah, that's a
Perhaps.
4 eons. And there's a saga.
Yes. Okay, so A little bit of a slower pace.
Okay, that's a review.
Brainstorm flip.
Brainstorm, of course. That's
classic.
the best one. Yeah. So, as usually with Legacy, he drew too many fetch lands, but
Oh!
yeah, there's the Flusterstorm.
That was really nice. Does this...
Fastest Flusterstorm in the West.
Who would have
Like
thought?
no hesitation whatsoever. And this was already after the Devil Flip.
Yep.
That's a pretty amazing play from Tomasz, actually, like knowing the contents of Maciej's hand.
Perhaps he simply read this pattern of play as a mana screw. Perhaps that could be counted as bite from Fidio. Or simply,
second
otherwise,
counter,
Tomasz's
Saga.
hand is full with counter spells and permission, and he really doesn't care.
Second counter of the Saga. I mean, the Saga with a seat of assignment. I mean, it is a clock. It is a clock, definitely a clock.
True.
Most likely faster than just a single Delver, but we'll see. Like if he's able to follow up. But at the same time, there's still the meltdown in Maciej's hand.
I think that the game will unravel around this, this card resolving or not.
From Max. Exactly your force. Okay.
Oh, I'm afraid it's gonna backfire badly.
Definido.
Forcing the fetch. And if there is only one card in Tomasz's hand, then I'm afraid that next turn is going to be real Armageddon, so to speak.
Yeah, but I think that Maciej will want to wait on the Saga to make some tokens, to waste more of Tomasz's mana, maybe. Because, although, at the same time, yeah, because if Tomasz rips a land, he can still, I mean, he will be able to make one token, at least.
But not before the resolution of the third trigger after the meltdown this turn. Yeah, here it comes.
Yeah, there's a meltdown. So, I mean, because he can float the mana, wait for the meltdown to resolve and make the token, but just one token.
One token.
But the token will become a 2/2 with the third counter on Urza's Saga next turn, but yeah, that's not much of a clock anymore.
Oh, this is just lazy from Tomasz, not showing proper token for the construct here.
Yeah, like a construct statue. It's a ponder.
So bolt, iteration, and borrower, all good things.
Taps, draws, floats the mana. I'm wondering, I mean, it could be something like a Shadow Spear to attach to the token.
Yeah, of course.
Just, gain back some life, try to get back into the game. Yeah, that's what we're seeing here.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah, attaches, swings for 4.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. +1, 4 with life. Still, there is borrower there. Yeah, so
Yeah, the borrower is really bad news for Tomasz. There's the island.
Yeah.
And the borrower.
And the bounce.
Yeah. Bouncing the token. Getting in with the Delver, I imagine. I mean, you know, like with the Lion's Eye Diamond, Tomasz might still try to reset the game somehow, but I just
Nothing short of an echo here would make the difference.
Exactly. Yeah, so classic case of the Delver deck, just
Delver turn 1
small
to the end, to the bone.
small threat, just run with it. Yeah, force to hand. Waste unplayed. Waste like he got a war. Yeah. That's classic Delver. In the nutshell.
So finally, I guess we're gonna see the decisive action here. No more stalling. Oh,
Okay, is this an echo? It's an
Nico.
echo.
And there is a force in hand with, I suppose, cantrip.
That is a Pyroblast.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. Thank you, Maciej. No, I guess Tomasz was in dire straits anyway. Like
Yeah,
even
of
if
course.
the echo resolved, I mean, it would have taken some time, but I don't think he would have found a way to claw back into this game.
That's true.
There's the force, but no blue card. But he has
5 mana.
enough mana to just hardcast it. Alright, draws for turn, Delver gets into the red zone.
Yes. Not wastelands.
A wasteland just in case, why not? Bolt in hand.
Okay.
Bolt,
And a handshake. So we have our top 4 winner, Maciej Fidziński. Top 8 into top 4. Well, that was
that
really
was
a bumpy ride. Really, I wasn't expecting this to happen here.
game one was interesting. I guess it did drag on for too long, but
Yeah.
at least we got to see like some real prisoning.
Yes, justice
from
is
Tomasz.
served.
Yeah.
And it's served cold.
Yeah, I think he just enraged Maciej. He enraged the Delver with it, and Delver just got in there in the
Yeah.
third match. It was
Excellent.
showed up.
But still excellent display of skills from both sides.
Yeah.
Here, everything I could expect from that level of play, that experienced players. So
Justice in service.
justice is served cold. Yes, that's right. Okay, I think we're going to be right back with the top 4. I'm going to check if all the top 8 players have already ended their matches, and just a couple of minutes, like 5-10 minutes back, we'll be here again. So stay with us.
Stay with us and see you soon.